Yeah, very good afternoon, everyone. So we will soon be starting. Let others also join, maybe in 5 minutes or so. Okay. So very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the last day of this workshop, or you can say EDP FDP on research methodology and data analysis using SPSS. So first of all, before we proceed further, I would like to ask you if you have some of the queries from the last workshop which we had, the last day. Yeah, if some queries are there, you can ask me, or we can proceed further. Yes, anyone? Any query from anyone? Yes. Nothing?
Sir.
Any query from anyone? Yes, Hebanji, to ask something?
Sir, actually I have a doubt, sir. What is the difference between
audible properly.
P value and the alpha value, sir? Sometimes I getting the doubt, sir.
I'm not able to hear you. Maybe there may be some problem in my system. Just hold on. Yes, Hebanji.
Sir, actually I want to ask about. Could you explain me what is the difference, exact difference between P value and alpha value?
Just hold on. Maybe there may be some problem. Just hold on. Hemanji, some problem from your end, I suppose. That is there.
Okay, I will relog in, sir.
Now you are audible.
Okay.
That too, a very little sound is coming from your end, I suppose.
Now, sir? Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible, but a very little sound is coming.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
I will switch to earphones, sir. Just wait, sir.
Yeah, do that, because you're not at all audible. I thought there is a fault from my end, but it is from your end, I suppose.
Is it okay now, sir?
It is okay now.
Okay, sir. Actually,
yes.
I want to ask about what is meant by P value and what is meant by alpha, and how we apply, sir. And I have some doubt.
Yeah, P value or alpha is one and the same thing actually. Some people call it as a alpha. Actually, what the P value or alpha is, that this is the significance level where you want to test your hypothesis, right? So if you are having something, suppose you want to test it at 95% of confidence level, right? So you want to be 95% confident about the results. So if you want to be 95% confident about your result, your P value will be 5%.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And if you want to be 99% confident about your result, then your P value will be 1%. Okay, that's why we test it at 1% and 5% of significance. So when we say significance, it is called alpha also.
Okay, sir.
Okay, got it?
Okay,
Clear?
got it, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. Yeah, anyone else? Anything else? Yes. Okay, fine, then let us just now proceed further. So today we will be doing some data collection. So what is data we already know, because we have to go with the questionnaire, and then afterwards I will take you to how to prepare a questionnaire on Google Forms, right? So that is one, because that is the way of collecting the data online. So data, as we define it, can be qualitative, quantitative, and is the lowest unit of information. And data is one of the most important, vital aspect in every research, because without data, you cannot research, right? So data is something, and one thing is for sure. Actually, what the thing is, we are actually, data is enormous now, right? And we are drowning in the data, but we are starving for the information. So lot of data is there, but information is not there, right? So from the huge data, you have to make out the information which is useful for you, which is generic for you, and which actually is something which is, you know, something very, very important, which has to be addressed in one or the other way, because you have to take the information which is relevant to you. On the very first day, I gave one example that there can be many point of views to see the, you can say, the data itself, right? So there are various point of views in which the data can be explained, and that there are data can be collected. But out of that data which is available in the entire regime, you need to collect that relevant information which solves your purpose, which is your research problem, which is your research gap, which you have identified through immense or intense literature review. So that is what the data is, right? So there are two types of data: primary data and secondary data. So primary data is that which is originally collected and is collected for the first time and happens to be original in character. That is called primary data. And secondary data is those which has been collected by someone else and already been interpreted and evaluated. So somebody has collected the data, interpreted it, evaluated it, and published it. So if you are using that data, that will be a secondary data. Now, which data is useful, primary or secondary? There is a question, or you can say there are merits and demerits of having the primary data. So merits of primary data is it is targeted, issued, or addressed. Means whatever are your research gaps, you will try to address those. You will try to collect the data for addressing those only. So it will be very, very specific. Further, it is interpreted in a better way. High accuracy is there, right? And address as specific research issues, because whatever issues you are having, it will be focused to that, right? Further, you have a greater control. Why? Because you know what to collect, what not to collect, right? So these are the merits. At the same time, there are demerits, because there are very high cost associated with that data. It is time consuming also. More resources are required because you cannot collect data. You have to hire some of the people in order to collect the data. Further, inaccurate feedback can also harm you, because sometimes you get the first hand data inaccurately, because the way you have asked the question, the data will come to you in the same, right? Further, it is required for skill with the labor. Both the things are required in order to collect the data. Now, these are the you can say methods of primary data collection: observation, interview, collection of data through questionnaires and through schedules. So we will not go in depth about each and everything. I'm directly coming to secondary data, right? But for the purpose, you can have this. Let me tell you, this beautiful presentation which you are seeing is I have taken it from Professor Dr. Anil Mehta ji. He is very close to me, and he always blesses me for one or the other thing. So I asked him such a beautiful prepared presentation if I can have it. So he gave it to me. Okay. So this questionnaire is one of the method of the collection of the data. Now this is something which we have to get. I will take secondary data afterwards. Let us see, because this questionnaire has come in between. So what a questionnaire is? Questionnaire is a set of questions for gathering the information from the individuals. Because this questionnaire we will be doing in our Google Forms also, right? So a questionnaire is a series of questions which is asked to the individuals to obtain the statistically useful information about a given topic when properly constructed and responsibly administered. Now here the things are very, very important. properly constructed and responsibly administered questionnaire becomes a vital instrument. Properly constructed means the construction of questionnaire has to be in such a way that the questions which you are going to ask, particularly for the purpose of collecting the data from the people, that must be so specific and so crisp that what you want to collect, it is they are giving that only, or otherwise it is just an instrument in order to measure, suppose, a satisfaction. So what instrument will you measure a satisfaction? We don't have any you can say any type of instrument on जिसके ऊपर हम किसी को खड़ा करें उसके satisfaction का पता चल जाए, ऐसा तो कोई instrument है नहीं. Neither we can just मुंह में थर्मामीटर डालते हैं, ऐसा कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट डालें और हमें पता चल जाए कि बंदा सेटिस्फाइड है कि नहीं. So these type of things are not there at all. So where we have to actually have the insight of the satisfaction. So what we can do, whether we have to ask whether the person is satisfied or not, it can only happen by asking, or it can happen even by gestures and his postures, right? That whether a person is a satisfied person or not, right? So in that case, when we are asking someone that whether you are satisfied or not, or to what extent are you satisfied, we have to make some questionnaire that can be an instrument. So if the instrument is not correctly formed, the things which you are asked will all go in vain. In the same way, whenever and whatever you are preparing, maybe for a level of agreement you are asking, maybe for means agreement and disagreement regarding any point, maybe for a satisfaction, maybe for anything else. If you are preparing a questionnaire on, suppose for example you are preparing a questionnaire to check the financial literacy, so that questionnaire must actually resolve your purpose, that you want to whatever you want to measure, the questionnaire must measure that. Okay, so and that what is called reliability of the instrument also, right? That's why it is written properly constructed, and secondly it is responsibly administered. It means that it must be floated to those people only whom we think that it should be floated to, right? So it should not be floated, or if we are thinking of having a random population or random sample, so we should administer it only to those people, those who are randomly coming in our sample size, right? So accordingly, these have to be administered. So so these are the very important things, and the questionnaire become vital instrument by which the statements can be made about the specific groups or people or entire population whatsoever it should depict that part. So the method of data collection is quite so popular by this questionnaire, and we can it is being adopted by private individuals, research workers, private and public organizations. Even the governments also use questionnaire method to collect the data. Again, this method is, and in this method, what has happened? A person actually administer it to the other people, and they actually answer it on the basis of their own the questions which has been asked to them, or otherwise it is mailed to people, and people actually go through it. They just give their responses and send it back. These days, Google Forms are there in order to have the questionnaire. So what are the demerits of it? Merits of it. It's a low cost, even when the universe is large or widely spread geographically, still it is a low cost method of collecting the data. Further, respondents have adequate time to give well thought answers about whatsoever has been asked. Further, it is free from the bias of the interviewer, because interviewer doesn't ask the question. It is already written, and even sometimes interviewers are not in front of the people when these questionnaires are floated to them. If the questionnaire is so sensitive that the person who is answering it, he wants to keep the privacy of the same. Further, respondents who are not easily approachable can also be reached conveniently with the help of the questionnaire, so you can do it. But one more thing is very important over here is that to whomsoever we are administering it, the person either must understand the question fully and then only should answer. Right? So this can be ensured only if you are in front of them, or otherwise you have made the questionnaire in such a way that every layman can understand it. So while designing the questionnaire, these are the things which have to be kept in mind. Further, there are certain demerits also. So once you have, the most important demerit of your questionnaire is once you have asked the question, or once the questionnaire has been floated or it is in the market and it has started collecting data, it is just like leaving a arrow from the bow. Once it is gone, you cannot have a control on it. So before it is floated, we have to check it again and again, check it, cross check it. There are various tests with this validity and to just check the to check the reliability of the questionnaire, right? So so those things can help us out in just doing it. So it is further difficult to know whether the willing person respondents are truly representatives or not. Sometimes people actually escalate their things, or sometimes they deflate and inflate their things in order to when they are answering the question or when they are answering any of the questions, right? So these are the things which have to be considered. Further, when we are preparing the questionnaire, it can be, you can say the structured questions are actually close-ended. Sometimes it is dichotomous. Suppose, for example, do you have a library membership card? Yes or no. That's all. It gets closed off, right? So even when you do not have when you are not asking for the suggestions, right, and you want a questionnaire to be answered in the way you want, then it is called a close. Suppose, for example, you have a multiple choice questions like this, right? And the most important thing is this scaled. The scaled responses are graded on continuum basis, means on the continuous basis, like we use the satisfaction scale. Likert scale is commonly used in surveying research and often used for measuring the respondents' attitude by asking the kind. So sometimes this Likert scale is helpful in quantifying those things which are not non-quantifiable. For example, satisfaction, degree of agreement. So these things you cannot quantify. So these scales help you out in quantifying, and not only this scale, this has to be in a summated form, right? Then it will be you will be able to help. For example, sometimes questionnaires are that you want to they are asked that please rank the following from 1 to 10. Okay, so you have 10 items here, only 4 are shown, so you may have to rank it. So these two types of things are the close-ended one. Further, there are certain unstructured questionnaire also, and that these are open-ended one. When you ask something that what are the facilities which are there, so there may be variety of things which might be there in the mind of the people. So when these are used, when we are asking for the opinion, then open-ended questions are used. But at the same time, when we are measuring something, then we have to use the close-ended questions itself, and especially the scales in order to measure the things. So whenever the question is about measurement, whenever there is something which actually tells you about that this is something I want to address. So in that case, those addresses or something to be addressed is with that particular, you can say, aspect, the questions are asked and accordingly answers are sought in order to address that issue, or you can say in order to measure that particular issue. So suppose, for example, what are the benefits of the automating a library housekeeping function? So these type of questions are there. Semi-structured means sometimes they have a mixed type of approach. That even if you are asking for someone's just like, see, for example, for the purpose of the web-based sources. So for research work, to write assignment, there may be something else also which you might not have mentioned in your the things. So you allow others that any other please specify. So in that case, this will be a questionnaire which is a mixed type of thing, or you can say partially structured, or you can say partially unstructured type of questionnaire, right? So there are contingency questions also when we ask that a person whom we have to ask that for how long you have been using computer. First, we have to ask whether the person is having a computer or not, right? So for example, I want to ask someone that because I'm working in I just want to know a person or the attitude of a person who is having a bank account. Suppose, for example, the person is not having bank account. So my rest of the question will all go in vain, right? So in that case, I have to ask the contingency type of question, in which such type of question can be asked. Do you have a computer knowledge? If yes, then for how long you have been using it. So these type of questions are called contingency question itself. One more thing is there. Sometimes we should not waste our questionnaire in order to ask the question to people, those who are not at all having. Suppose, for example, we can forehand ask. We can just before the giving him questionnaire, we can ask, do you have a computer or do you have a computer knowledge? Then only give the questionnaire. Otherwise, your questionnaire will get wasted. Okay. So there are questions regarding the questionnaire construction, like question numbers, how many number of questions should be there. So number of questions in a questionnaire should not be more than 30. That's what thumb rule it is. So, though it is not a hard and fast one, because we have to, measure the things according to the things which are given to us. So we have to measure it accordingly. But at the same time, while measuring the thing, we should not actually torture the person who is actually giving us the replies. Otherwise, what he will do, he will just in haphazard will take all the things and your all questionnaire will go in there. So number of questions should not be more than 30. That 30 also it's too large, because people these days do not have time. Okay. And further, the order of question, there has to be some order of question. Just now I have given you the example of the order of question. First, you have to ask whether you have a computer or not. Then only you should ask that how long you have been using it. Further, spelling mistakes and these all things, don't to use offensive language must not be used. Avoid double meaning type of questions, means which are vague, right? So if there are any difficult terms in the questionnaire, one should explain all those. Right, so one should avoid unnecessary questions. This is very, very important. Today in the morning only, I was giving some input to one of my scholar, and she has actually included 60 questions in a questionnaire, which is too much. Now, even while applying the factor analysis, results are not coming because it is not at all able to rotate the matrix. So we must not include, though it was, I just tried it. I knew that it will not come, but I just tried it. Then I found that these are 60 responses. So the 60 responses is too much. So if you want to address one construct with certain variables, so 4 or 5 things should be asked, not more than that, right? Or otherwise you have to trade off the other things, right? Further, don't ask for elaborated answers. You have to use a polite language for it, because it's your work which has to be get done. And one should not write the questions which has already contained the answer to a question, means your question should not be a biased one, right? And last but not least, one must respect the privacy of the person who has given you the replies. So that has to be maintained, right? So these are some talks of ethics also which has happened, and right. So there are certain process which we can follow, or there are certain types of questions. Suppose dichotomous questions are yes and no multiple choice question, as means a respondent has to respond one out of those. Rating scale questions are there, so it can be in number, right? Open-ended and free response questionnaires are there. Further, there are schedules. We are not taking schedules. Yeah, secondary data, very important. So what secondary data is? Secondary data is, I have already told you that this is the data which has already been interpreted and published. Just now, I would like to ask you one question over here. The reports of Reserve Bank of India, what type of data it is? Primary or secondary? Anyone? Reports from Reserve Bank of India. Sorry?
Secondary, sir. It is a secondary, sir.
Primary.
If we
take
that, it is a secondary, sir.
Yeah, who is saying primary? Raise your hand. Yes, Nandini.
Already
why
raised.
it is primary?
Nandini.
Yes,
Sir,
yes, Nandini. Why it is primary?
Sir, because sir, they are not analyzed report. They are just the report that give the information that is first end. They are not the second end information. That's why they are primary report.
Okay, Sudha Bishnoi, madam, what you would like to say? Please come with your video, all of you. This is the last day now. Don't just think of the data. Data का मत सोचिए आज आप online आ जाइए.
Sir, sir, I'm audible.
Sudha madam, please.
So the data extract, it is secondary data, because the bank is already published. The data is not obtained by any individual as on personal basis. So I think it's secondary data.
Okay. Yeah. Any contradictory thing over here? Anyone would like to confront? Yeah, Nandini ma'am. Yes, you are saying something.
I had already told you that it is the primary data because it is not published. It is first hand data. It is not analyzed or concreted way data. That's why it is the first hand data. That's why it's the primary data, sir.
Dharmender, I have told something in the class in the morning. Please elaborate that.
Yes, sir. Actually, the data which is used in primary sense, it means that it is the first hand in the sense that this is the not interpreted by someone else. It is for the first shot getting discovered and used.
Yes.
So,
So
yes.
what Nandini ji is saying is correct. Yeah, Sudha ma'am, you have something to say more? Sudha
No, sir.
ma'am? Yeah.
No,
So
sir.
Sudha ma'am, let me clarify it. And even before, I was also thinking the same thing in the same way which you are thinking, Sudha ma'am. Right. So what the thing is that this data is a primary data. Now, why it is primary data? What is a primary data? A primary data is a data which has not been interpreted and judged or evaluated. Right. If this data has been, had this data been published by some bank except RBI, we would have told that this data is a secondary. Right. हेमंत जी समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
actually, I also saying that only, sir. If for RBI it is a primary data, and if we take the data and interpret any results, then it will be secondary data for me. If I am right, sir. Is it right, sir?
Yeah, today in my class of research methodology in the morning, I asked the same question to my scholars, all of them. So they were, most of them, they said, I think all of them were saying that this is a secondary data set because it has already been published. So publication will happen, but there is no interpretation being used. Nobody has manipulated it. Nobody has actually done anything to it. And now it has been published because it has to be published. Now, suppose, for example, census data. Census data is a first-hand data which has been collected from the market and has been published on the internet for the use of all the users. Right now, at that time, if you say this data will be because if you are directly using that data, it will be a primary data itself. But yeah, if somebody else, suppose for example, one research scholar has taken a data and made his interpretation has published a paper, and now you are using that data on which manipulation has already been done, that data will be secondary data. That's why I tell over here is that a person who is using a data, a primary data, if you have collected a primary data, it will be focused on your own study, right? So from that point of view, if I want to collect some information from RBI website, it will still be a primary data for me. It will not be a secondary because I have used it first hand from there itself. Getting? Yeah. Had I been using it from any other website or maybe from a newspaper who might have manipulated it in their own ways, the data would have called as a secondary. Second means second hand. Somebody has done something to it. Okay, and now it is available to you for second use, right? So that's what is second. But if somebody has collected, for sure, it will be collected by someone. Data is something which is to be collected. It will be collected by someone, but it has been published as it is without doing any interpretation. So that data will be called as a primary data. Okay, Hemanji? Right? Yeah, Sudha ma'am? Sudha ma'am got the point, I suppose? Bishnoi, Sudha Bishnoi, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, ma'am. Right. Fine. So let us now proceed further. Okay. Okay. So this is what now there are certain merits and demerits for this also. Like, or you can say quick and cheap source of data is available when the data is secondary because it is already there. But at the same time, secondary data has been used by someone. It has been collected by someone for their purposes. Your purpose will be definitely different from that. Had your purpose been same as that of the previous purpose, now my question is why you are doing research, because he has already done it. Okay, so it has to be like that. Okay, so there's a wider geographical area because you can collect data from many places. Longer orientation period is there, and it will leading to find a primary data means you are actually when you use secondary data. Secondary data is, suppose for example you are using some journals, right? So you are collecting some data for the purpose of making one, you can say, a framework, right? Now you want variables for that. So that you have to do a literature review. So when you do a literature review, it can be primary or secondary, right? So for secondary literature, if you have done so, you might have taken something from primary, something from secondary, and now you are constructing one tool. So for that, now you want to collect the primary data using that tool. So primary secondary data helps in framing a questionnaire or for collection of primary data also, right? So further, the demerits are it doesn't fulfill any specific research needs. If we have some specific research need, we have to collect the data fresh. That can be done only by use of primary data. Secondary will be having a poor accuracy, and that's why it is not specific to. And data are not up to date because somebody else has collected it for their use. It is not. It may not fit our use, right? And there is a poor accessibility in some of the cases. People do not give data as a primary, secondary data also. They do not publish it on their websites, or sometimes the data is there, but it is uh, closed. Suppose you want to do some analysis or you want to do something on cyber crimes, right? The banks will never show that data off because it is a question of their privacy. So sometimes it is also there that we may not get secondary data. That is what is about your data collection part, right? So let me just take you further to, now this is all about today's at least PPT presentation. So I'm just putting it off. Okay. And now we will be proceeding further with the what we call as this Google Forms, right? Collecting data from there itself. So what do you know about Google Forms, anyone? Anyone? Any basic information about what Google Forms are? Yes, anyone? Yes, Sudhaji. Sudha madam, want to say something about Google Forms?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes.
I think it is a tool
Video,
to
video,
make
madam.
a
Video,
questionnaire.
Yes.
Sir, I think it is a tool to use to make a questionnaire. With the help of with this tool, we can make a questionnaire. Basic,
Okay.
I don't know how to create the questionnaire.
Okay, fine, fine. It's okay. That's what I would just want to gather some information. Yeah, Pradeep Kumavatji, my dear student of my class, Pradeep ji. Yes, yes, sir. What is your view about questionnaire? Or I mean to say Google Forms.
I have no idea about.
थोड़ा जोर से बोलिए ना.
No idea about this.
No idea. Okay, fine. Yes, NM Mittal ji. NM Mittal ji.
Yes, good afternoon, good evening, sir. I think Google
Neha,
Form is
Neha
just
madam. Sorry. Okay,
yes.
please carry on.
So Google Form, I think Google Form is a form of questionnaire from which we can enter, if we want to enter the data from lots of people, so we will make a Google Form so that everybody can enter the data in a specific format, and this format will receive to us in a Excel form. So it would be easier for us to maintain or collect our data from lots of people.
Excellent. Very good. So this is
Thank
all
you, sir.
about Google Forms. Yeah. So yes, our Dharmender ji, you wanted to say something. I think I have not asked you at that time. Hemant, you want to say something?
Sir, same answer, sir. I thought
Okay.
Yes, sir.
same answer, sir.
Just want to add one thing, that it is a centralized way where we can access all the things, and we can take the inputs and make prepared in a presentable way. This is the wonderful tool offered by Google.
Excellent. Excellent. So what we will be doing now, yeah, Rajni ma'am, you want to say something? Please come, Rajni ma'am.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Yeah, very
As
good afternoon.
it was rightly said, Google Form is a tool offered by Google where we can collect responses from students or from respondents, and we can analyze it. Ready graphs, ready tables are available in database in the form of Excel.
So have you used it before, ma'am?
Yes, sir. We do use for assignments for students, and even in one of my survey, I had used it.
Excellent, excellent. That's great. Yeah. So Google Form is something which is a tool in order to collect the data, and the data is the first-hand data which we are collecting. So just a moment. So what I will be doing over here now is how to form a Google form, right? Now that is one, and in front of you over here itself, I will design my workshop feedback form for all of you, and you all have to fill it because we have to do it. So let us make it a part that how it should be constructed so that we can see that. Okay. So Priyanka ji has already mailed me. Okay. So I will just prepare it for everyone. Just hold on. So I'm sharing my screen with all of you. Okay. But I will share the window. So this is the feedback form. See, please see this. This is the feedback form on the scale of 1 to 4, but it will not be on 1 to 4. I would like you to just rate it from 1 to 5, right? On the scale of 1 to 5, rate the following. So this is the feedback form for our FDP. Relevance of the workshop content of the workshop was comprehensive. To what extent means how much points you give. So content was easy to understand. Material of the workshop I am just preparing. I am giving you all the slides as I have promised you, and you are already have the access of the videos for 3 days. For next 2 days means yesterday and today. I will give it to you as soon as this workshop will be over, maybe by night, right? And you have been doing that what you call is your quizzes on daily basis. You might have enjoyed that, right? And might have learned a lot out of that too, right? So that is all the material of the workshop which we have tried to give you, right? Further, the clarity of the session, knowledge of the facilitator, communication of the facilitator, means that is me. So learning was experiential, means you have done your hands-on learning wheresoever required or not. Okay, and further there are some open-ended questions that what do you like the best in the session, and further it has also been asked in the form of suggestion that what do you want to suggest to improve it further. So this is a normal feedback form which I will be preparing in front of you, will be sharing with you, and you all will be filling it, and I will show you the data here itself, right? So, and let me tell you, this is not this form will go to my seniors also. Okay, so please very seriously fill it, right? So I'm
So
doing
one
that now.
suggestion here.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir,
Yes,
actually, we cannot able to understand this. One is for excellent or one is for poor.
that I
So,
will tell you, ma'am. Don't
okay,
worry.
okay.
That I will tell you. Always consider 1 as the lowest degree if 5 is the highest one, right? Because you may have to convert this ordinal maybe into interval scale anytime. So if it is so, always consider 5 as a highest, means the positive, highest satisfaction, highest degree of agreement, and 1 as the lowest one. Always make it a habit. Okay. So this is what it is. Sometimes you ask a negative question, means it is something you are asking that the knowledge of the instructors was poor. So here you have to give the opposite coding, right? So knowledge of so highly satisfied, there will be 1, because it will further will be giving you a lower score, right? Getting or not getting?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
So
sir. Yes.
let us start doing it. Okay. So I'm just sharing my screen again. Okay, that is to be done again. Fine. Okay, so I'm just sharing it with you again. So I hope you have gone through the that particular form which I have just now shown you. Now, yes. So this is the normal Google sheet, right? So here, if you will see, this is a normal Google one. So what we will do is we will just type over here uh, Google Forms. Sorry. Okay. So now you have filled the quiz also. These were also Google Forms. Now this type of thing will come, right? It's actually causing me again and again. Fine. So here you can go for anything. So suppose, for example, I am going over here for Google Forms for personal use. Doc, sheet, slides, so forms. Forms are there. So personal, business will be charged or something will be there. So you go to personal, go to Google Forms. So here this is there. So what I will do is these are the quizzes which you have filled. So I have given you these quizzes in the Google Forms itself, right? Quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, quiz 4, quiz 5, right? So this is what it is. So here we will start with a fresh Google Form as such. So it is always better to have the things handy with your this whatsoever you are having in your hand, means that it is as it is already typed. So we already have this typed in our hand, and now here we are starting with this, right? So here we go. So we have just put this right. So this is a feedback form. FWD feedback. That's right. Now here you can write some description about this form, that this is something which is so this form has been designed to take the feedback of the participants who have attended the 5 days EDP FDP on using sorry, methodology and data analysis. On 4th October to 8th October 2021 at data analysis, right? Here you can also put the instruction if you want someone to explain certain things. These can be put as instructions over here, right? In this particular place, right, where you have a place of description, right? So I don't have anything because we all know everything. So here, this is from here the questions will start. Now, first of all, you should not directly ask the question. If you can just mention name. Now this is a feedback, right? Name of candidate. So this is because this is a feedback. So this is the button which actually is mandatory, which will make this question mandatory. So we can just put it off. Still, if you want to write, you can write. And this is not a multiple choice question. This is a short answer type question. Now here comes the options. What type of questions you can ask? So this is a short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, right? Drop down, file upload, linear scale, multiple choice grid, tick box grid. So this tick box is the tick box grid. Any date and time if you want to put, you can do it. So these are the options, the type of questions which you can ask in a Google form. So here is a short text. So name can be entered in a short text itself, right? So we can enter the name over here as such, right? Next is your, if you want to copy this as such. So there are, suppose you want to import some questions from somewhere, or you have some you have to add some title or description to the question. You want to add some description that what you want to ask in this question, want to explain. If you have some image somewhere you want to put it, or some video you want to put about the question you are asking, right? And this is some this is to just make the sections. Okay, so this is, so name of the candidate you can write over here. You can put required or not required. So I'm not putting it required because it's a feedback, so you can give a blind feedback. Still, I would love if you can write your names, right? Further, this is a second question. So as soon as we have to go to the second question, we can just make it that sorry, it has been made as a section, I suppose. So from here you can sorry, yeah, so here we were. So this is a second section. So here you can add a question for another if you want to add it up over there, right? And we can also remove this, right? If you want to delete it, it can get deleted. So we have copied it. So if I have copied it, so entire thing will be copied as well. So here you can put gender. Now this gender cannot be multiple choice. It can be multiple choice, but if you want to put it as a drop down, you can put it as a drop down. As option 1 is male, and you can say the option 2 is female. That's it. Okay, you keep on adding the options. Now it will appear as a drop down. So I am marking as a required one, right? So here just drop down box will appear, and you have to enter the things. Now further, if I want to duplicate this, I can just press this. If you want to add some other question, so duplication is better because whatever properties you have set in it, it will remain same, and the question can be there, right? So now I'm just taking it as a new question. So gender, so you can say here PLACE, place, or you can say name of city, name of city, where you belong to. It can also be a short answer, required, and again one thing, name of state, where do you belong to? Okay, so this is what it is, and again a required one, so that we can have a data from where the people have come from all around the India, from where they have been, right? So further, yeah, you can also suggest me if you want some things to be. So now these are the demographics. So when we are dealing with the demographics, first we should go with the demographic. So now here income is also a demographic one, but it is no use at all. Yeah, one thing is your type of organization. The type of organization whatsoever it is, right? So it can be any one, because multiple choice is okay, because it can be any one type of organization whatsoever. So it can be either government. Okay, yeah, one more thing we can write before organization is your designation. Okay, so designation can be in the form of multiple choice, or you can say even a drop down also will do, right? So you can say professor, professor, or you can say lecturer, a research scholar, or student, or you can say industry professional. So it is understood that the rest of the people are from academics, industry professional are from the industry, right? So here again you can say it is required, and now then you can ask name of state, sorry, here name of city, okay. So now again you can ask for maybe your type of organization. Right? It can be either government or private, or you can say others, maybe those who are not employed, not doing anything, or right. But if you are doing PhD, then research scholar has come. So again, are you doing PhD from government or private? What? Right. So here, so I think enough is there for. So next question here can be now.
Can I?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Sir, as you have given others as option, we can use the option given by Google, add other. They have one option.
They have.
As you click on.
Yes. It comes with other. So add other. No, actually, this is not add other. It will give you some other things. Means so let us just click it. So other, okay, other specify. Fine. So it can give you
type of organization also you can modify to that.
Okay.
So if somebody is clicking others, we will get a line to right answer.
Yeah, I will do that. So what I will do is add other. Okay, you want this? So there is an other. Yes. So whenever you click the other, so you get to know that which other. So that is great. Thank you. Yeah, that is one of the good input. Yeah, excellent.
Yes.
So this we have finished with our demographics now. So let us go with the question which has been which are to be asked. So let me just share the full screen with you. Just a moment. Yeah. So now we have this with us, right? So now on the scale of 1 to 4, now we will write the instruction for that. Now what will be the type of the question over here? The question type will be, it can be a multiple choice grid also, and you can go with, if one question is there, then you can go with the linear scale. Otherwise it is better to go with the grid. Now what grid will do? Let us just click this grid, right? So if you have similar type of, so questions you can put over here, right? So what is the question? Question over here is on the scale of this, right? Control C. Let me put it over here as a yes. So Control B. Sorry. Yeah. On the scale of 1 to 5, read the following statements. Read the following statements. One being highly dissatisfied and 5 as So here you can ask the questions now, right? So this will be in the form of rows and columns, right? So let us again. So we have the relevance of the workshop content. Control C. We'll put it here as first row. V. Right now here, how many options I have to give? I have to give from 1 to 5. I have already given over here. So you can start with the highly dissatisfied, and neither neither satisfied nor this. Actually that NAND is used for neither agree nor disagree. NAND is used, right? Here you can, yeah, you can use it over here as, because you can use the first scale better. Highly satisfied. Okay. Right. Right.
Sir, why changed?
Because it should start from the lower, higher to the lower one. That
Then,
is
sir,
always because
in
because
question
why?
what we have written,
Sorry.
in question we have written one means highly dissatisfied.
Yeah,
So it
highly
will
dissatisfied.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, it is. Let me remove this. Okay, because statements. Okay, fine. You can keep it. Okay, in that way you are saying that it should be, no. It is for our reference. See, 1 to 5 is for our reference, right? And if you think that it will get confused, you can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here, right? Suppose,
Okay.
yeah, that is for our reference. But you, for the, because I have already written it, so I would not like to take it back. So I'm just writing it over here like this, right? Now it is okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So relevance of the workshop. Next, what is next? Content of the workshop. Comprehensive. Now this is a wrong question being framed. To see, what we will do is comprehensive. Content of was comprehensive. The workshop. Relevance of the workshop.
Comprehension of content or comprehension of
Comprehensiveness. English is not that much good, but I think it is. Was the workshop comprehensive enough, right? What is next? Next is your content, easy to understand. Easy to and चलिए एक चीज और डालते हैं, because understand हो गया तो easy to apply application, right? Can keep on going. Yes. Yeah, material of the workshop. अच्छा अभी पहले, now see, we are just talking about the content, so we must talk about that only first. So I am jumping this. Material I will take afterwards. Now clarity of the sessions, right? Because this is something which is related to the. Can you see the flow of sessions, right? Can you see the flow of the workshop? Yeah? Clarity of sessions in workshop. Easy to apply. So this is about the content, easy to understand. यहाँ लिख देते हैं content easy to understand. and easy to apply. Okay. Next is ये हमको बाद में लेना है. हाँ. Now about the facilitator. Knowledge and communication. Knowledge of the patient of this person, ability to ability of resource person, age, meaningfully, right? और क्या है? Communication आ गया ना? Ability to find. How about your learning? Finally, your content. Sorry, material of the. Okay, now this is done, and you have to put it so that everyone should answer all these, right? Now just you want to say thank you or so that can also be said. But otherwise, this is a complete questionnaire which is now okay. It is ready. Okay. Now these are the things. Now further what we have to do is we have to send it. Okay. So as soon as you can see a preview also at how this questionnaire will look like. Now see these things are appearing like this. Is it making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this will be very, very handy, and your things will be done very, very easily. Okay. Fine. So this is my email ID for MUJ purpose. Okay. Now this we have seen. So we will go back, and then because we have seen the preview, now we will have. If you want to make a copy, you can do get refilled, or if you want to add some of the collaborator, you can write his her name over here, right? Or otherwise now it is ready to be sent. So what I now settings are also there. This is not a quiz. Manage how responses are collected and protected. So there are some options. Collect email address. If you will on this, you will be your questionnaire will not be anonymous. So I have made it anonymous because name I am not collecting. But still, I just tell you to write because that will be for our records. Allow the response editing. Response का edit कर सकते क्या नहीं? So this is something like limit to one response only. So I can make it on. That one people can give only one response, right? Form defaults, questions. So there are some collect email address by default. So that is again off over here. So make the questions required by default. No, there is no need. All questions we do not require by default. So these are the setting options. Now we can go on send, and now see again here it is asking collect emails. So we don't want that. So this is a thing where this is a link. Now we can even shorten the URL. You might be seeing I have shortened all the URLs while sending the things. So now you can press copy over here and go on the WhatsApp group. So we have created the WhatsApp group for all of you, and this can be. So what I will do is I will just put it over here in your WhatsApp itself, and it will go to all of you, and then you can. Taking some time. Yeah, so here it is, and that's it. It has been floated. Now you can check your WhatsApp. Okay. I hope you have better understand what actually it is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is how we, and
Sir,
just wait,
sir,
I will tell you the thing afterwards. So we will be proceeding further for the validation session now. So I'm inviting.
sir,
Yeah.
send form. On send form, there is an email, and email down to the email it is to address. So in that to address, what I have to do?
Which to address?
Send form, and last screen, no, the link is created.
Send to, okay, fine. Send to is another option. If you want to send it only to some specific people, you can send them to only those. They will only fill it.
Email. Okay. Now link.
Yeah, because suppose, for example, this may be in the form of quiz. So you want some people to just answer the quiz, and you want only them to answer. So you can just send it to only to them. So that was the option.
Okay, there is other option. No, send via one is email and another link. Okay, you say I copied link. Okay.
Yeah.
तो लिंक कॉपी हो गया, इसके बाद
जस्ट एक मिनट में आपको उधर ही लेके जाता हूँ।
या
ये लीजिए, ये कॉपी हो गया ना सर?
हाँ, आई एम हियर।
कॉपी के बाद में यू कैन जस्ट पेस्ट इट। अभी व्हाट्सएप पे जाके पेस्ट किया ना सर जी?
अच्छा,
कॉपी हो गया ना, व्हाट्सएप पे जाके पेस्ट करना है।
इसको शॉर्टन करना है ऐसे, मतलब वो ऐसे नहीं जाएगा।
ये शॉर्टन नहीं तो आप लंबा भी भेज सकते, लीजिए मैं लंबा भी भेजता हूँ आपको। ये देखिए, आपको फिल्डी लगेगा थोड़ा। ये लीजिए, लंबा भी भेजा हो, दोनों both the things will do the same work. Okay.
So once we copy it here, we can
when you send it long, na, it may come it like this sometimes, but this also appears for short also. Okay, this thing is coming na. What is this about?
Right. Okay. So you mean to say copy and we can send to the number of people, no?
वो whomsoever. See, shorten किया ना, copy किया, and then you can use this link for email also. You can use this link for WhatsApp also. Facebook में डालिए, किधर भी डालिए, आपको response आएगा. Right?
Okay.
Now
okay. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, all of you, I give you 5 minutes to just go with the responses. Right? Do it. Okay. अभी रेस्पॉन्स ये देखिए रेस्पॉन्स हैज स्टार्टेड कमिंग नाउ। 3 रेस्पॉन्सेज आया इधर, देख रहे? कैन यू सी दैट? डॉक्टर रजनी हैज डन, रुमा साहा हैज डन ना, मेल फीमेल आ गया ना, देखिए आपको अब नाउ यू कैन with the help of this you can directly are getting the statistics over here. Okay, सोलापुर, विशाखापट्टनम, कोलकाता आया इधर।
अच्छा, वो जो रिस्पांस देने के बाद हम कहां पर देखना, where do we see these results?
रेस्पॉन्स ये
अच्छा, या
इसके पास में रेस्पॉन्स आया। And whenever you want to, if you will keep on refreshing na, it will start increasing the responses, because it will keep on increasing. अभी का 3 का 3, अभी कोई और भी डालेंगे तो आएगा इधर। Okay, you do it, and one more step I have to tell you that how to just take it to your SPSS. That also I will tell. The 4 response आ गया। Okay, meanwhile you all give 5 response आया। Meanwhile you all give a response. Let me just invite. हाँ सुहासनी जी, हाँ मैं अभी चल रहा है। मैं आपको मैं इनवाइट भेजता हूँ, या आप लॉगिन कीजिए ना, आपके पास तो ऑलरेडी है ना। तो मैं आपको अभी यहीं से ही वो कर देता हूँ। इधर आइए मेरे रूम में, इधर आइए। और अब वो है क्या, मतलब वो एक वो ब्रोशर मेरे पास में, वो उसमें उस फॉर्म में नहीं है। मैं एक काम करता हूँ ना मैडम जी, आप वहीं रहिए। आप अभी ऑनलाइन है ना? आपको मैं, हाँ ये लीजिए, रिक्वेस्ट टू ज्वाइन भेज दिया मैंने आपको। ठीक है, आप ज्वाइन कर लीजिए। राइट, So guys, meanwhile you fill the form. We have Dr. Suhasini Verma with us. She is a secretary of one of the conference which we are organizing in month of November. So whatever knowledge you have got in this particular FDP EDP, you can apply it by writing a paper and presenting a paper over here in Manipal University, Jaipur. So I would like to invite Dr. Suhasini for 2 to 3 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever time she wants to take. Madam, please, can you please come?
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible, but you are not visible.
I think
and
it's
we have a mandate
okay.
that person who has to present has to first be
I think now I'm visible to you,
you
you
are
and
visible.
everyone. Yeah. So it took a few seconds. Thank you, sir, for giving me this platform to just share that we are organizing one international conference in the month of November. Welcome all the participants once again. So you are going through this wonderful session. I hope that you have enjoyed all and will learn a lot in this mutual interaction. We at Faculty of Management and Commerce here in the Manipal University, Jaipur, we are organizing one international conference. The theme of the international conference is Sustainable Business, Revisiting Management Practices. This we are organizing in the month of November on 18th and 19th of November. This conference is covering the comprehensive, you can say, topics which is in the backdrop of digitization as well as this pandemic, that how business are making themselves resilient and how and what strategies they are making. And it have a number of topics. There are 4 tracks. It is related with finance, HR, marketing and strategy. But this is not inclusive. There is exhaustive. And it is not like that you are going to do this only. There are corporate social responsibility, cover corporate governance. We are having a theme on entrepreneurship and everyone. So I just invite all of you to present your paper here. We have the publication opportunity in UGC Care List Journal and other journals also. We are in talk with other journals also. We are in the planning of just publishing one ISBN book from the published paper, whichever that comply the parameters of those journals and the ISBN books. So I'm inviting you all to present your paper here, come, deliberate, discuss, and let us make it a fruitful interaction for all of us. So I request Professor Pava to please circulate this brochure and information to all the participants.
Yeah,
and
you have all the rights to do that. So in the chat box itself, you can insert some of the materials if you want.
Sir,
right?
I am just doing this through my mobile, as you know that. So I request to everyone is having the I forwarded you the material to you also. If you are saying I'm forwarding it just now, so that you may share with all the participants, and you can share my number also with them, or my co-convener Madam Sonali's number is also with them, so that if anyone is having any of the query, they can ask they can contact to you as well as Priyanka ma'am and Ankur sir. They can call me or Sonali ma'am also for any of the query if they are having. So I have just shared the information with you.
On my email or what? Where?
On your email, sir, because it is easier through your computer laptop to share.
Okay, so you
have you
want
got that? You just got that? Yeah. This brochure, yes. The brochure is there. You can say the mailer is also there. So you please forward, and the conference ID as well as the contact number of the convener and co-convener is there. So if anybody wanted to ask anything, if they are having any of the query, they may ask
what
us.
What we will do is, Dr. Priyanka, you have all the email IDs of everyone. Na? You just forward it from there itself. I think that will be okay, Dr. Swasni.
Yes, sir. The idea is that everybody should have the information, that what are the tracks and what are the dates and every information. That's it, sir.
So Dr. Priyanka will do it afterwards. I think there is no hurry for that.
It's okay, sir. It's okay. And thank you.
Dr. Priyanka, please ensure that, right?
Thank you, sir, for giving me this platform. Participants, if you wanted to ask any of the query,
Yeah, you
if you
can
have
ask
any of the
now
query,
itself. You can
yes,
also
now
ask.
itself also, I'm here. So
Any
query? Yeah. Anyone? Yeah, I think right now, because I've just announced so it's just announced and they are going to reach all the information. So after that, I think if they will have any query, they'll surely mail you or call you or me or any of the member of the committee. Thank you, sir, for giving me this platform. Thank you all the participants. Thank you all.
Yeah. Yes, guys, hope you have filled your questionnaire. So should we move on to the questionnaire part? Okay, I have received only 19 responses by the time. People are still filling or they don't want to fill, I don't know. Yes, please fill it so that we can have it. Dr. Priyanka, you have the format of the certificate with you?
Sir, Dr. Ankit has it. He's not.
Okay. Is he there?
So let me check out. I'll just.
Call it because it's validatory, so he should be there also.
Yes, sir. Sir, he's just joining.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Fine. No issues. Yes, guys, I'm waiting for the responses from all of you. Yeah, 24 responses we can see over here. Now, if you go on responses, these 24 responses who has filled, you can just see even those people have, those who have kept their names. If some people might have means apprehension that our name may appear, so they can fill it afterwards. Now see the responses which have come up. Okay. Now this is showing as if from where how many people have come, right? Name of the state. So we have one Andhra Pradesh, different type Andhra Pradesh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There may be more also. Over here, if you go, 25 responses. So designations also it has come up. Most of the people are research scholars over here. If you see, you can write the designation. Jananaran Vyas University, Jodhpur is a government university, I suppose. So it should be have been included over there itself. Now these are the scales of the responses which have come up, right? So what is there over here, right? How many is highly satisfied, and this all can come. So you can use this response. Yeah, one most very important thing over here. Can you see this button, everyone? If you can see this button, if you press this, you can directly enter into a space where you can select a spreadsheet, right? Or you can say you can create a new spreadsheet. So it is good to create a new spreadsheet. So create a spreadsheet. So as soon as you create a spreadsheet, the data which you have received over here, you can get that data in the form of a spreadsheet. Now see. Okay. Now this data you can copy and paste. Now this is a timestamp. We don't need timestamp. We even do not need the name of the candidate. From here, so 1, 2, 3, 4 you can put, and from here you can take this data sheet directly to SPSS, and then you have to do some reverse engineering. Let me just show you how you do it. Right.
Sir, can you please repeat no from sheet? I lost a signal. From the responses to Excel sheet. How can we export this?
Okay, I will show you that. Yeah. So before we do that, we have Professor G.L. Sharma sir with us. He is a director of additional director of SMIT. In this validity session as a chief guest because he has less time. So, sir, please, sir, you are most welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Manvender. Thanks for having me over here. And I believe these days, people who have spent undergoing this course, it has been very fruitful. I can also see from the responses that have been received and the kind of glance that I had. I'm sure people would like to take it further, and they would have learned a lot. See, it is very important, when you are going for your research, how you basically collect your data, how you interpret, what kind of basically test you have to put. Very important. So this is what I'm sure that this particular course, as I have earlier also seen, would have benefited your loss, and whatever doubt you had in mind, whatever wherever you are not clear about the things, that also you would have cleared it. But I can again tell you that be in touch with him once in a while if you have any kind of question. Everything cannot be cleared in these 4 or 5 days. So whatever question you have, I would have already made some sort of a group. Keep discussing so that you keep learning interactively. That is very important. Nothing should be stopping and finishing with finish of this particular workshop. And I would like to congratulate Dr. Pava for making this possible and creating more set of people who would be in the future taking this subject forward. And also congratulate all the participants who have made it possible to learn, and they would be able to definitely take it forward. So I wish you all the best, And I know there are two people from Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology, Barkha and Sharing. So good, guys. I would be again separately interacting with you and taking one-to-one feedback about this. And we would like to take it forward even in the future also through this, maybe in Northeast region. So I'll ask Dr. Pawar to be standby for that, right? If possible, we shall have offline, else online, say the situation is not permitting. Thank you very much and wish you all the best and take care. God bless. Thank you very much. Bye, guys.
Thank you, sir. Sir, thanks for your blessing, sir. And sir, before you leave, we would like to have a group photograph. So I would like to request everyone to on their cameras so that we can have a group photograph together.
Sure.
Everyone, please.
Yeah, Manvinder, when you take photograph at the end of the day, you can understand. Okay, people are tired, but still I can say that they have learned. So that kind of, happiness I can see on their faces. Yeah.
Sharing, madam, if you can remove the mask, that will be good. Just for a while. If you think it is good to. I think she has not listened. Anyways, so here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, let me see whether it has come properly or not.
Happy?
So just a moment, sir.
Yeah.
Just a moment. Just the photograph I have already taken, but I'm just seeing whether it has come or not because I don't want this opportunity to. This is a very important photograph. Yes, sir, it has come.
All right. Good. Thank you very much, guys, once again, and all the best. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your blessings and coming over here in this validity function as a chief guest. And your blessings are very important for all of us. And sir, I have personally learned many things from you. So that is what is a gesture from my side and from on the behalf of everyone over here, all the participants, all the organizers. So Dr. Priyanka, I would like to appreciate
Thank you
that.
so much, sir. Even I would like to express
Dr.
my
Ankit,
gratitude.
yeah, and Dr. Shweta, they have contributed a lot in making this workshop a real success one, sir. So thanks for your blessings, sir. And
thank you.
keep,
All the best.
Thank you so much.
Full of blessings.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Priyanka ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to everyone for gracing the occasion and coming here. And we are thrilled to that you've made this event a successful one. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, special thanks to Dr. Baba, because of all his learnings and whatever he has contributed, whatever he has done, we have learned a lot. And even as organizer, we have learned so much from him. And I hope all the participants have learned and they will definitely look forward for your next session, sir. So thank you so much.
Surely, yeah, because sir has just now told that we may be having it maybe in Northeast or so whatsoever. Let's see. So wait for it. So let's see what can be done. But yeah, the session is not yet over. So we have to see that how we have to paste it in SPSS. So that is one of the important parts. So don't leave. So just be with me for maybe for next 10 minutes.
Sir, actually, I have to leave now. It's 5. My university time is over.
You can go.
Okay.
You can. Pooja, you
Thank you,
can
sir.
always
Thank
learn
you.
it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's go back to that SPSS portion itself. So. आप लोगों को फोटो भेज देता हूँ पहले, वो तो मेमोरी से डिलीट हो जाएगा.
So please send on WhatsApp.
हाँ वो भी, that also, and here also, because this is for our records also. ये लीजिए. Right. So on WhatsApp also I will send, right? So let us go back over there. We are just looking if SPSS. There are 27 responses received, right? So that data we have already opened in, you can say, in this untitled form, right? So data is there in this form. So what we have to do is we have to just copy and paste it. So let SPSS get open. I think it is opening in the background. Your certificate is also ready, so you will be getting it by your emails, right? So the format I will share soon with you over here itself, that how you will be getting it. Yeah, SPSS is starting.
Sir, yours version is the licensed one of
Which one? Yes,
SPSS?
yes. University also, university provides us with that facility.
Okay, sir.
Sir, are we going to repeat that after responses sheet? No, that we are going to export to Excel sheet and as SPSS.
Mr. Raj, I will satisfy you. Before that, I will not log off. Okay.
No, I know. You don't leave people unless they are satisfied.
Okay. So started what? SPSS actually takes a lot of time to, because the system is also quite so is bulky. Anyways, let it. Meanwhile, any other question if you have, you can ask. Yeah, it has started now. Yeah, we have a lot of things over here. I keep on doing the things. Yeah. So here, what we will do? This is a data view, and we have to copy the things from the data view itself, from there, from that particular college website itself, right? So just a moment. What we can do is, oh, I've section शायद बंद हो गया, नहीं ये रहा, ठीक है. So from here itself, what I will do is, maybe from this this data I am going to copy as such. Okay. Now see. Okay, from here to there to here. Simple copy. Okay, and we will go to SPSS and paste it here. That's it. Okay, now the things are here. Now at the same time, you will see the variables being created over here itself. Now you have to tally each and everything. Now first variable is gender. So you have to write gender over here. Gender. Now this is again a numeric type of variable, numeric without any decimal places. Width is okay, fine. Now here I have to go for the value labels. That one is male and two is male. Add and then okay. Now see, this is a nominal. It has what? Now when you see the data view, gender has already come. Can you see now these dots coming up? The data has gone. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So why? Because it is not matching exactly with what we have typed over there. So we have to see what exactly is over here. FEMALE. So I will copy it like this, male, and just do it over there itself. So what I can do is, even in a separate Excel sheet itself, what I can do, I can just write this female and male. I can replace it there as such. Okay, and then paste it over. For example, over here, if I just add one more sheet, and so these type of things you may have. These are the practical things which sometimes bothers us. Okay. Second sheet, I'm just Control V pasting. What I will do is Control F. I will find. Yeah, find in the sheet L, right, and I will replace it female, replace with 2. Okay, done. So it will get replaced, and male will get in the same way. I will find male, will get it replaced. Not
So why it was not accepting in SPSS?
Our functions are not available over there in SPSS for doing so. It only asks you with the data. Email is true. Not all the sheets, only this sheet. Replace all. Now see, and Control F for and one. Not all sheet, this sheet. But what? Mail.
పాపా రమేష్ తెలుసు కదా తెలుసు
Right, now this is done. Now what I will do is I will copy it from here, Control C, and will take this values to SPSS. Now this has come. Now if you use the value labels, it will start coming. See, can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Now in the same way, what we can do is we can even, because these variables which start from this highly set, because the scale values are very, very important, right? So here we have to take the things accordingly. So here this is the first question. What was the first question? What was the first question? Do you remember that? relevance of the workshop, right? So I will just mark this as a relevance. Here, variable number 6. Variable number 6, what I will do is I will mark it as relevance. Set. And now this is again a numeric variable. Numeric one with 0 decimal width, you can take up to 8. And here now we have to put the value labels. One is what, take it from there.
Highly dissatisfaction.
We have to take it from here itself, because otherwise there will be again a spelling mistake type of thing will come. Highly satisfied again, so you can put 5. Okay, now take 4. Satisfied, na?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Add.
Yes.
Accordingly, you can keep on adding. Suppose I'm adding only 2 over here, right? And again, that data over here, see, satisfied, highly satisfied, and all. Toggle. Getting toggled over here. Not here. So here you can see the drop down box. Now it is only appearing satisfied and highly satisfied, right? Or those things you can just use it from here. If you use it, now can you see that?
Yes, sir.
So likewise, I hope you can do it yourself, and then all this entire sheet will be there with you, and then afterwards you can run the analysis which I have told. You can even check whether males are satisfied, more females or what. Even you can do other things also. So likewise, okay. I hope we have learned how to do it. Yeah, now there is a time for you to share your feedback. So I would like to invite those people who want to share their feedbacks.
Sir, I lost that connection, no, from responses to Excel sheet. That I lost. Can you please repeat it? Responses to Excel sheet. Responses to Excel sheet.
Sir, there is nothing to do. You have to just copy it and paste it over there. These responses to again from here you have to just copy it and paste it in the SPSS itself. Here I have just
Excel
pasted.
sheet to not I am not asking Excel sheet to SPSS. Responses, no, that responses to Excel sheet.
Responses are there. I have created one more sheet over here where I have replaced the values. If you see, if I press Control Z, so the values will be replaced. So what you have to Control F if you find, you have to find this suppose female, right? And then
the one what I am asking is, see, after feedback form spent to the respondent give the responses from their connection, responses to.
So where you want me to go?
That form sheet, no, Google form sheet, responses sheet, responses window, from that to Excel sheet.
From responses.
Yes, that connection only.
Yeah, by mistake I have put that off. Actually, it was. So no problem. I will get that for you.
Because that time my connection has lost. So from Excel sheet to SPSS and all these things, I am here.
Before you sign off, I have one person with you with me. So Ishu, please introduce yourself.
Hello, yeah, this is Ishu Tayal, I'm currently working in NSDL, Ahmedabad, and I'm a regional head for the West region over there. And just now I have finished my PhD and been awarded as a doctorate over here. This is my introduction, and Babaji had a contribution in my research, and he has explained me some of the few technicalities which has resulted in Dr. Ishitaya. Thanks, sir.
Congratulations for being over. So this was issue tile. Issue has is associated with the university from last 4 years, 5 years, and he has recently finished his PhD work. So I thought I should introduce issue to all of you. This is a workshop going on. Last yeah, people are saying congratulations.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
You're so lucky. How was your guide?
No, I was not his guide.
But it's a long story. But he has guided me many things. Instead, he was not my regular guide. I was in touch with Babaji since the starting, due to his knowledge about the research methodology.
Thank you, Ishu, and thanks for the acknowledgement. Okay, bye. Okay, guys. So let me just meanwhile, I think it has become on. I suppose just a moment. Google Forms. So let me just share my screen with you. That what happens if you have lost. Now suppose आपका off हो गया चलते चलते, फिर आप क्या करोगे? Now let me tell you one thing. Google Forms automatically saves its contents. Okay, so content saving is already there in the Google Forms. So you just go over there, press it over here. Okay, so you will be directed to the Google Forms itself, right? Okay, so in Forms itself, if you go directly to the Google Forms, right? Go to Google Forms. We can see the forms being created. गलती से मेरे से बंद हो गया था. Now see this untitled form, still it is untitled. So I have to rename it. Rename feedback.
Just
FDP. That's okay. So this is the form. So this is the form. Yeah. Now from responses, now you what you want, Mr. Raj?
Sir, here no responses. We received responses from the respondents. That responses we are going to export to Excel sheet. No, that I missed.
अरे कुछ नहीं करना है सर जी उसमें. Just you press this. Can you see this?
Yes.
This is a magic button. Okay. This is a magic button. Okay. You press it, so it will take you to the directly to the response sheet. Okay. Now here you can do all hanky panky whatever you want, because from here you would like to export it to right. So this all you can do. Okay. आ गया समझ में आ गया?
Yes. You know that point of tip I missed. That disconnected my internet. So lost. Yeah. I already did. Now from here onwards I'm there. From this sheet to the SPSS and everything I was there. Thank you, Mr. Ji.
Okay. You are always welcome. But so let us start the what you call is our feedback session, right? Yes. So anyone who would like to give the feedback, you are most welcome. Yeah, Sandeep ji. Yeah. Yes. First of all, I would like my all the co-coordinators to be online with their videos on. Dr. Shweta, Dr. Priyanka, Dr. Ankit, please on with your videos. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, now please tell me who would like to share their views about this workshop. For last 5 days we have been associated and we are exchanging knowledges. Yes, come on. Yes, Raghu Tanna. Raghuji, with your
Sir.
video on.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear. I'm spotlighting you. Fine.
Good evening, sir. Thank you, sir, for your initiative for this different segment. And where many people are new to it actually. And I think that the key part of the research work is to analyze the issue. And I think, and this is the software SPSS which helps us in solving this issue. And you helped us making a beginning for this. And especially coming to you, sir, and thank you, sir. In these 4 days, we observed that you were active on the session and off the session as well. May I observe around you are active in WhatsApp till 11:30 or midnight. You are still active, sir. You are replying for every question we are posting in that, and put in your efforts both on the session, off the session, staying till the end of the day, and striving to give us the best in you. Thank you for the session, sir.
Thank you, Raghuji. Thanks for your comments and your compliments, and we'll keep you posted regarding our other workshops also. Yes, Sandeep Naruka. Sandeep ji.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
please.
you so much, sir, for having me here. Good evening to all of you, one and all present. And it is my pleasure that I can say something regarding this conversation, and I can make some contribution to the esteemed credibility of Pava, sir. So I am honor bound and feel privileged to be here in this conference. And right from the beginning, from day one, I was having this doubt, this curiosity and anxiousness in my mind that what will happen around in this workshop. Some industry professional will come in and will show some slides and will talk about some concepts that may bounce over my head. But thankfully, Power sir came in not as an industrial expert or professional, but as a resource person. And from the very first day, he entertained each and every query and tried to answer every candidate's doubt that they might have come up even after the session and during the session as well. And the very first thing and the very most important thing that I like about this conference is the altruistic and incredibly humbling approach of Pava sir, that he motivated participants to have questions and don't feel about that they are making any silly mistakes or they are coming up with a question that someone may laugh on, because everyone is a learner here. So to create that confidence in your target audience is pretty much commendable from my end. And I came from a different university, but every time I have interaction with Pava sir, the warmthness and thoughtfulness that he have poured in every interaction is truly unexpected and thoughtful. Thank you so much, sir, for being there for all of aspiring research scholars like me, and I hope you keep your hand of blessing on us as you are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope I have not bored you guys for
no,
being
sir,
one
no, sir.
person being speaking.
It was not at all a monotonous workshop. It was, you didn't try, you carried us away from being tedious and boring. It was quite entertaining and participating. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thanks a lot. Yeah, Rajani madam, you had been a very active participant of this workshop.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good evening, sir, as well as my fellow participants. Let me introduce myself, Dr. Rajni Kshirsagar from Solapur, Maharashtra. I'm associated with Hirachan Nemchan College of Commerce under Solapur University. There were 3 reasons to join this FDP was first, the resource person itself, Pava sir. The second was it was an hands-on experience. That's why I preferred it. And the third was the very flexible and preferable timing it was there. After my college hours, I used to conveniently attend it. I would appreciate, sir, for your efforts, insights you have given for this particular workshop. Thank you very much, sir. Many points you have covered. The efforts you have taken on quizzes, on the queries, whatever we have asked, you entertained us. Thank you very much, sir. And I'm looking ahead for another workshop. If it is there, surely I will be joining it. And I thank all the organizers also for giving this opportunity for us to learn from you. And I am the sole person from Maharashtra. Just now I saw it, I'm alone from Maharashtra, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajni ji, for your feedback, and I would for sure there will be some more workshops in the future, because just now additional director of SMIT is also they are also planning for the same. So let us see how it happens. So you will be informed about the same afterwards
Yes,
too.
sir. I'll be waiting for it. Thank you.
Thank you. And where is our Mr. Raj? Where is he? He has asked also many questions, and I would like him to just say a few words. And Hemant, you also. Yeah, where is Mr. Raj gone? Yeah, Hemant ji, you continue. I will find out where Raj is. And yeah, Hemant, you are not audible. Hemant, you are not audible. Yeah. No, just on your mic from there.
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, all the participants and all the organizers. And thank you. I am very grateful to you, sir, and all the organizers, sir, because this session made me to understand many things, sir. Actually, I have some doubts in regarding the statistics and understanding the statistics. And when I attend this session, the missing links has been correctly and pinpointedly addressed by you, sir. That is the great opportunity to understand that topics from you, sir. And I'm fortunate, sir, that for this session to be held, sir. And I hope further sessions also I would like to join. That's all.
You will be informed for sessions also. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. Anyone else? Where is our Mr. Raj has gone? And he has disappeared or what? Raj is not there. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah. Anyone else would like to share some of the views? Yeah. Some inputs if you can give over here in the open forum, which can improve the workshop in the near future. Anyone? Okay, fine. Let me just share the. Sandeep, some noises are coming from your side, I suppose.
Yes, sir. Muted, sir.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Rajni ma'am. Yeah, please.
Sir, if we are having continuation of this, whatever we had seen as it was fundamental part, but going ahead with some complexity, can we have some other workshop as a continuation?
Because, yes, of course. The next workshop will be on multivariate. We will start from, because ANOVA was one of the things which was needed. But let me tell you one thing. Though you have seen the video, but at the same time, the operations, the hands-on, you cannot have, because the file which was used in the video is not with you.
Yes, sir.
So that is the drawback. Yeah. So I was
looking to know about factor analysis.
Yeah, for sure. ANOVA will be there. Factor analysis will be there. Regression, multiple regression, maybe multi-scale dimensioning, and maybe you may be having that MANOVA also, and MANCOVA too. These are the complex techniques. Actually, you need a lot of base for that. So I hope the base has been created over here, and we can have these workshops. And you guys please be in touch, so that group is always alive. So don't leave the group at least before you get your certificates, right? So certificates are in process, and soon will be disseminated to you on your email IDs, right? So be on the group till we just ask you to just leave, right? Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. And anyone else? Anything else? Yeah, Priyanka ji, are you there? Dr. Priyanka? Okay. So you can log
photos
off.
on WhatsApp.
Yeah, that for sure will be done. Will definitely be done. So anything else, or should we just log off? Anyone else?
Your feedback is relevant, then we can end. Your feedback for us.
Oh.
Your feedback.
See, it is a great opportunity for me to just be on this workshop, and I'm thankful to even the organizer means the organizers means my team themselves, and I'm thankful to our director sir, Dr. Jawahar Jangir, and our dean sir Sudhindra Hanumantrao, who has motivated me on the very first day. And besides and over above all, thank to the great God also for providing this opportunity. I'm equally thankful to my top leadership team, our president, Dr. G.K. Prabhu, pro-president Anand Sharma ji, for providing this platform and this opportunity, allowing me to do this workshop on the platform of Manipal University, Jaipur, so that the dissemination of whatsoever small little knowledge I have, I was opportunity of having it shared with you. But over and above, without the grace of God, nothing happens in this world. So this is something which the opportunity has come when we all have joined hands together. And definitely from my side, it's an open invitation to all of you. Progress yourself, write good papers. If you want a collaboration or if you want an input, I'm always there for that. And thank you all for showing your trust and your confidence in me and Manipal University Jaipur for joining this workshop. And you are always welcome for any of the queries. Don't hesitate to call me, because those people who are calling, they are getting. But those who are hesitating that what will happen, we will call and he may not pick up, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Okay, please do associate, do call. So let us do something good all together. Sandeep has already been associated. Rajni ji is there. We are doing some good work. You all are welcome. Right? Thank you. Yeah, sharing is having something to say. Sharing, ma'am. Yes, please. Your hand is raised. Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So
ma'am.
you wanted one of us from Manipal to call you, Sikkim Manipal. So has the thing been done, sir? Do you need anything, sir, from Sikkim Manipal?
Yeah, of course. I have received a call from Barkha Devi ji, because you were in the class. You told me. So
Yes, sir. I was taking a class, so I couldn't really call at that time.
Fine.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, Sudha ma'am, something more from your end, ma'am? Sudha ji?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes.
this time it was second interaction with you. The first was you taught basic very.
Your video is not visible. Your video is not visible.
Sir, this time is second interaction with you. First was live. You take a live session in our university that was conducted very beautifully, and this was you raised the standards of this also. Thank you for this SPSS class. We are
Where we have because I keep on going. So I think okay. You are from TMU, Tirthankar Mahavir, I suppose.
no, sir. I am from Jainar and Vyas University, DMS wing.
Okay. So okay, yeah. I got your point when I came. So there is again a program to come. I think soon I will be there again. So be in touch. We may meet again. So meanwhile, you can prepare some of the things which you can directly ask me over there. So that will be good.
Yes, sir. Yes, definitely, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Most welcome. Okay, guys. So let us just log off and see you all together. All the best for your future. Take care. Bye bye. Have a nice time. See you.
Yes,
Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Priyanka ji, कुछ कहना है आपको?
Well, sir, thank you to all the participants for making it that successful. So thank you everyone for joining and hoping to see you soon. Thank you all.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care. Bye bye.